Angela, but I call her Yee. Way up.
Hey, it's Way Up. What's up? I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Jasmine, and I'm excited for this show today because I've been watching this show, Seeking Brother Husband.
Yes.
And that's on, what is it on? TLC. It's on TLC, and one of the women on the show, Kenya K. Stevens, she has her husband, but then she also has the brother husband, and then she's also looking for more.
Ooh.
So she's actually going to come up here and discuss all of that. I definitely just DM'd her like, girl, can you come up? But she did say that she feels like it's such a taboo topic for people to talk about. So she was really excited that we were down to interview her. So I'm excited that she's going to come here and talk about it today.
That's pretty exciting. I can't wait to hear this.
Yes, and it's been a very active couple of days for certain people like Russell Simmons.
Yes.
And Kimora.
And their daughters.
Right. So we are definitely going to discuss that today in Yee Tea first and foremost.
Okay.
And we're all dressed up today.
We are. Why are we dressed up, Angela?
We are going to the Gracie's luncheon today, and that is all presented by. So we're going to be going to that luncheon today. Shout out to All Women in Media. Just really a great organization with TV, film, radio, documentaries. They also honor students as well, and it's a great networking opportunity. So
this is my first time going, so I'm super excited. Thank you for bringing me.
You're going to really enjoy it. So shout out to the Gracie's, to my agent, Heather Cohen.
We love Heather.
She's really amazing. And to our boss, Thea, up here at iHeart. She's going to be there. We're actually at her table. So
thanks, Thea.
Best behavior, girl.
Yes.
Okay, one glass of wine.
Okay.
All right, well, as usual, we start the show off with Shine a Light on Them. That's when you guys get to call in and shine a light on somebody who's done something positive. Of course, we want to hear from you. We want to spread some love. That's how we always start the show. 800-292-5150 is a number. Call us up and shine a light on them. 800-292-5150. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Jasmine. And you know what we do at this time? We shine a light on them. Is there anybody you want to shine a light on today?
I think I'm okay.
Well, today I want to shine a light on Soledad O'Brien. I don't know her very well, but I love and admire what she's been doing just as far as producing people's content. She does host at the Gracie's all the time, so I feel like I'm going to see her today.
Oh, I hope we do see her today.
Yeah. And I actually have spoken to her team, but even just the fact that she really produces content and hosts things that she cares about. She's been the host for Matter of Fact with Soledad O'Brien. She's a chairwoman of Starfish Media Group. She's also a member of the Peabody Awards. So shout out to Soledad O'Brien. I've always admired her and what she's done in broadcast, in journalism. And so I'm just excited that I get to see her today. And
she
every
really
time
is.
I see her, she remembers me, and I appreciate that.
Of course she remembers you. She really is a living legend in this industry, for sure.
Yes. So shine a light on Soledad O'Brien. Now, Kareem, who do you want to shine a light on?
My ex, Jasmine.
Okay. Jasmine. And why are you shining a light on your ex?
Because she shined a light on me throughout our whole relationship and just really, I like to say, paved the way for me to be who I am today. We dated for 3 years, and I was pretty childish throughout the whole thing. And she was a little older than me and kind of was maybe trying to grow me up, and just give me the benefit of the doubt and all that.
Okay.
And I didn't see her for what it was, so I'm just looking back. And
it sounds like you miss her, kind of.
Okay, don't say that.
You don't miss her?
I do.
Well, do you guys still speak?
Last time I talked to her was maybe not that I saw her like 2 weeks ago, but it wasn't like something me and her planned. I still talk to her mom, really close to her mom, and we broke up maybe like a little over a year ago. And the last time we communicated on our own was probably a little less than a month ago.
Okay. Are you trying to get back together, or are you going to move on?
Actively, I'm not. If the opportunity presents itself, I would take the chance, but I'm not seeking that anymore.
Okay. All right. Well, shine a light on Jasmine then. At least you learned and grew from the relationship, right?
100%.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Shauna, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Who would you like to shine a light on today?
My beautiful black king of a husband, Kenmore Gibson Jr.
Okay. I like it. What's going on? How long y'all been married?
12 years.
And still in love.
Still going.
Well, tell us some amazing things about him and why you're shining a light on him today.
I would just like to say that he's been through a lot and he's always persevered through it. So I just want him to know to keep on keeping on and that I see him. And I love him and I appreciate him.
Oh, that's sweet, Shauna. Well, thank you so much for calling us up.
Thank you. You too.
That was Shine a Light on him, 800-292-5150. In case you couldn't get through, you can always leave a message for the last word. And when we come back, we are going to talk about Russell Simmons. A whole lot of drama right there with him and Kimora. But we're going to break it down for you because we dug a little deeper. We did a deeper dive.
You did do a deeper dive.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip, Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Yes. Hey.
Yes, and you know what we're talking about today? We are talking about Russell Simmons. There's some drama that's been going on, and this all started on, actually, Father's Day.
Okay.
All right, this all started because Aoki posted a comment on Father's Day, Happy Father's Day, to actually Kimora Lee.
Her mom.
And then Russell responded to that, and then things just kind of really started spiraling out of control from there.
Right.
So apparently, Kimora Lee Simmons, took to social media to discuss her issues. Aoki also went online to defend her mom and talk about her strained relationship with her father, which is something we did not know. Here is what Aoki had to say.
He has called me names. He has called us all house of all you. He has called us terrible things. All because I wouldn't take his side in a lawsuit. My mom didn't ask me to take her side. She said, you go to school and you do your thing, and mommy thinks some things, but it's your. And over, he posts stuff and does stuff, and we all say, please stop, I don't want drama, I love my family, I'm sure we'll all work it out, it's gonna be okay, and I don't post anything because I want to have a peaceful family. But this is abusive at this point.
Now, I did a deeper dive.
Okay.
And that was to find out what this lawsuit is about. And so this lawsuit all has to do with this investment in Celsius Holdings, right? Pepsi actually has a share of that drink. They purchased a share of that drink. It's an energy drink maker, and that is part of what this lawsuit that Aoki is speaking about is. Russell Simmons is actually suing Kimora Lee Simmons along with her husband, Tim Leisner. He's trying to get back his shares in Celsius from them. This is all allegations. Allegedly, he says that Kimora and her husband, Tim, transferred and were using his shares of Celsius as collateral to pay a bond in connection with criminal charges that he has. Those criminal charges, by the way, are also related to what happened in Malaysia with Praz, with the Malaysian businessman that gave them money. And so what they're saying is that Tim already had pleaded guilty and agreed to forfeit $43.7 million for his role in that scandal. And Russell Simmons is alleging that his shares of Celsius are being used as collateral to pay that bond. So these are the allegations. This is an ongoing situation.
Right.
This is an ongoing lawsuit that they somehow are tied up in. So when Aoki said, they didn't take his side in that lawsuit.
So what you're saying is the basis of this situation probably has something to do. A large part is this lawsuit that Russell is going back and forth with Kimora and her ex-husband about.
Well, yeah, Aoki just said that. She said because they wouldn't take his side in the lawsuit. So people may not know what the lawsuit was.
Right.
So that's just to give it some context.
Yes, gotcha.
Of what's happened. And these are still just allegations, right? So he's saying that he sent an email to Kimora Lee in 2021 pleading with her to do the right thing. And he's saying he wants to get his 50% of the Celsius shares, which have been locked up with the government after being used for your husband's bail money.
Okay.
So now a representative for Kimora said Kimora and her children are shocked by the extortive harassment coming from her ex-husband, Russell Simmons, who has decided to sue her for shares and dividends of Celsius stock in which Kimora and Tim Leisner invested millions of dollars.
Gotcha.
So that's that. We don't know who's right and who's wrong.
Right.
We just know that they're involved in this lawsuit.
Right. Because I think a lot of us regular people were like, where did this come from? What's going on? What's the basis of this? So this is giving us context. Thank you.
All right. Now here is what Kimora had to say on social media regarding her ex-husband, Russell Simmons.
I think the bottom line, like probably the breaking point for all of this was over the past many months when their dad just sort of cut them off. He was contributing a little bit of cash to their like monthly, college spending. One day he just kind of cut the kids off. I think he probably did that just to double up the expenses on me, which is no problem. I stepped up. I did it.
All right. Now, in the midst of all of this, Kamara also says that she does have receipts.
Okay.
Of the bullying and of the harassment that's been happening. Aoki, by the way, is one of the youngest black women to graduate Harvard. She enrolled at 16.
Yes.
Right. She commented on her mother's live. We try to keep it private. He literally taunts and bullies us every day. I have phone tapes of him threatening me. It's not okay. He's literally ruining my life. All right. Now, Kimora Lee is also saying that when did all this start? It's because Russell has hit rock bottom.
We've been fine up until these past several years. So, what happened? All of a sudden now the kids are brainwashed. I'm just asking that you please leave us alone. I've tried to go to lawyers and get help. I've tried to show all the crazy texts I've had to block. Like, you do crazy like send flowers to yourself and take a picture and post it on the gram and tell everybody I sent you flowers. Again, I have receipts of all of this. Don't attack my family, which is supposed to be your family too. Don't do that because you're at rock bottom.
Now, Aoki also said on social media that some of us think he's mentally ill or experiencing something like dementia. He really acts like he hates and does not know his children frequently. Well, hopefully they manage to resolve these issues because they are still a family.
Yeah, this is a lot.
These are his daughters, and Aoki says, my father is not well. And Russell has since apologized on social media to his family. So we'll see where all this continues. He posted, love, God is testing you a little bit. It's okay. Be strong. They are called growing pains. As you know, we grow through adversity and struggle. And he also said, deeply sorry for being frustrated and yelling. And there was a video of him yelling, but there was no sound on it. And people were trying to
read
what it
read
is
his lips.
that he was saying. Yes. Well, that is your Yee Tea. And when we come back, we have About Last Night, where we discuss what went down last night. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Last night.
So, about last night.
Last night.
Here's how it went down.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Happy Tuesday, Angela.
Yes, happy Tuesday. We have a luncheon to go to today, right after the show.
We're dressed up a little bit.
Everybody keeps saying, oh, you guys are dressed up. I was like, I really do wear sweats every day.
You do.
Because I'm wearing a blazer, but it has a hood on it.
It's fly, though. I ain't gonna lie.
And shorts. All right, well, about last night. So last night, I was meeting up with one of my friends from college.
Yes.
And we were at a bar. We just had some tacos and a couple of drinks.
Little appetizers.
And a guy who was at the bar actually came over to my friend and bought her a drink. And then he bought all of us a round of drinks.
He did.
So number one, if you buy someone a drink at the bar and they're with their friends, are you obligated to buy everybody a drink?
If it's not a million of y'all.
A million. A million drinks.
I think, if it's not like you, I think so. I think you kind of are. I think you can't just buy one person a drink. I think you got to buy the group a drink.
That's the one person you want to talk to.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So there was that. But then he came over and started having conversation. So do you feel if somebody buys you a drink at the bar that you are obligated to talk to them?
Well, I think if you're at a restaurant, we were kind of at a restaurant. It wasn't just like a bar. I feel like you kind of are obligated to just have a short conversation. I think we all talked for a while. I wasn't really talking like that because I was on my phone. But I think it's just polite. I think it's the polite thing to do.
But how long? And then can you be like, okay.
Well, you can politely wrap it up and say, it was nice to meet you. Thank you so much for the drinks.
Okay. But
how long? Because how long do you think that conversation went on?
Maybe like 10 minutes.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. But they were also closing.
Also, I feel like the conversation was good too because you all had some things in common with him. So I think it wasn't painful. But there are situations
where it is painful.
It's like, oh my God.
It's really nice when someone buys you a drink and they don't even come over there. And then if you choose to go over there and say thanks, then you can, but you don't have to.
That's my strategy.
It's ideal.
That's the strategy I like. Please just send me a drink and then I'll come and say what's up, and then I'll say what's up when I'm leaving.
Thank you so much for the drink.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
Now, have you ever bought a guy a drink or a person?
No, I have not. Have you bought a guy a drink before?
A stranger, no. But I've been with somebody and they've done that. Actually, my girl 7, one time we were out and she bought a guy a drink.
Ooh, how did that go?
I think it went okay. I don't know if they ever ended up going out, but he definitely came over there. And then, you know what ended up happening? He bought all of us drinks.
Cute.
Yeah, so
I would
one drink equals 6.
I would be afraid to that. It would, like, I don't know. I would be afraid of rejection.
One time I was out and a guy sent a bottle over to the table.
Oh.
But that didn't go well because we were with a guy. It was me, one of my friends, and a guy.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was actually mad who was with us. Like, why would this guy send y'all a bottle while I'm here with y'all? He don't know if I'm with one of you.
Yeah, I could see
He
that.
thought it was actually disrespectful.
If you and your boyfriend were out, or let's say all the three of us were out, and then a guy sent us a bottle, do you think your boyfriend would feel away?
Oh my God. He might flip the table over on him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the men in my life might, I don't know.
Yeah.
One in particular would be like, it would be a problem too. So.
The men in my life.
The man in my
That
life.
sounds like a series.
It sounds like a reality show that I need to be on.
All right. Well, that's what happened to us last night. But there's all kinds of etiquette things. Jasmine, you ain't been outside in a while, so this is all kind of newer to you, I feel like.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I want to send a guy a drink to see how it goes, though.
I know. I'm going to help you.
Okay.
I'm going to
But what, can you send a guy a drink if you don't want to talk to him, or if you just think he's cute?
See what happens. Yeah, you can. You can do whatever you want.
It's great content for the show, too.
All right. Well, let's see what happens.
Okay.
Because, Jasmine, the guy you were sitting next to on the plane,
Go ahead.
send him a drink.
Okay.
All right. Well, can you say what happened? Just say what happened real fast.
Really quick, I was sitting next to this really cute guy on a plane, and he was very attractive. I don't really like really attractive guys, but he was super cute.
No.
And I looked at his phone, because he was on his phone, and he was on like Black Pride. So it's like, oh, he wasn't interested in me anyway. So I'm
Or you
glad.
could have just been looking at Black Pride because it's
Probably
Pride
not.
Month.
Probably not. Yeah, it's Pride Month. So, but yeah, he probably wasn't interested in me. I was like, okay,
All right.
I could take that.
He could have liked both.
He
don't-
could have.
you never know.
I'm cool anyway. But
Okay.
he was really cute.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it. That was about last night. And when we come back, we are going to be talking about what defines a classic album. You know, it's the 50th anniversary of hip hop this year. And actually, Ja Rule does these concert series, these vibe series, where artists do their classic albums. He has one tonight, and he's going to talk about it later on in the show. But KRS-One is going to be doing his Criminal Minded album. That was a classic album. We want to know, what classic album would you love to see? What classic hip hop album for the 50th anniversary of hip hop would you love to see perform from song track number 1 through to the very end? What do you think is a classic album? All right.
Okay.
We'll tell you ours when we come back. 800-292-5150. What is a classic album, a classic hip hop album? 800-292-5150 is Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the Mac. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Good morning, Angela.
Good morning. And later today, Ja Rule is going to be joining us. He actually has a concert tonight, and it's KRS-One doing his whole Criminal Minded album. He's been doing this Vibe Series concert where he's basically celebrating artists who have a classic album.
Okay.
And so that was definitely a classic album. But we want to hear from you guys. What is a classic album? What's one of your favorites, Jasmine? But give us something that's not obvious.
Well, I was saying to you earlier that my favorite, a classic I feel like, is Kanye West's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Is that how you say it? Okay, yeah. It's a tongue twister. That's one of my, I feel like that's a classic album.
All right, I'm going to say something that everyone doesn't always say, but I'm going to say Black Moon had a classic album. You know, I'm from Brooklyn. It was called Enter the Stage.
Okay.
And so shout out to them. To me, coming up, and Mobb Deep had a classic album too, as well, coming up.
Okay.
I know you're not from New York.
Yeah, I'm not from New York.
I feel like sometimes those are like,
I'm like,
back then, those were very New York centric albums, but Shook ones.
Okay.
I mean, you know, but the Infamous, that's the album. So that Mobb Deep album was definitely a no-skip album. Let's hear what you guys have to say. Craig, how are you?
All right, how you doing?
I'm good. We're talking about classic albums. What do you think is a classic album, no skips?
Is this Yeezy?
Yes.
Well, first I want to say salute to your new show.
Okay, thank you.
I don't want to do the usual Nas Illmatic,
Okay.
so I would say the Purple Tape,
Ooh, okay.
Raekwon and Ghost.
Okay.
Only
I
Bill
would like to
Cuban
see that
lives.
one perform live. South, I would say my favorite two would be T.I.'s Paper Trail
Okay,
I
not
like
mad
that.
at yeah.
and Jeezy's Recession.
I love Jeezy.
Okay.
I like the old Jeezy.
Yeah.
Young Jeezy. I like Young Jeezy.
Young Jeezy. All right,
Yeah,
thank you. Those
yeah,
are
that
good
was Young
ones.
Jeezy.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey, Latasha, how are you?
Hey, Angela and Jasmine.
Good morning.
Good morning. What albums you think are classic albums, no skips? Hip hop.
It's for sure. Hip hop is The Chronic.
Ooh, The Chronic.
Okay, yeah.
That is definitely a classic album with a lot of artists on it.
Facts.
Yes. I told him what's the 411 and Mary J, but yeah, we just sticking to hip hop, so I'm gonna go with The Chronic with Dr. Dre.
That's a
Okay.
good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, that is. I remember when that song came out. Ooh, that was a
Back in
movie.
92, it went down.
It went down.
It went down.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Y'all have a good day.
You too.
Belinda, how are you?
What's going on, Yee?
What's up? What do you think is a classic hip hop album?
All right. Don't drag me for this, right?
Uh-oh.
But it's something new. I gotta go with like 2014 Forest Hills Drive. I'm sorry. I gotta go.
Okay, no, we're not mad. Ain't nobody dragging you. That's definitely a
I like
classic
that.
album.
I like that.
Well, thank you, because most people got an issue. They're just like, how you not put Jay-Z in there? But you know what? His protege is just as good.
I'm with that.
Yeah, and listen, it don't gotta be the only one classic album.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice when people have albums that you like, okay, I could listen to this front to back, no skips. It could be something that just
Right?
came out.
That's what I look for.
Yes, and that's definitely a no skips album.
Awesome. Glad we're on the same page. Thank you.
Thank you, Belinda.
Bye.
What's up, D?
Hey, how you doing? How you? Hey,
What's-
Jasmine.
Hey, D.
What's good? So, what is a classic album to you?
For me, I think it's a general. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a general consensus. Like a group of people come together and they, validate this as a classic album. Like, for example, for me, the Carter 3, Lil Wayne is a classic album, and I
Okay.
remember that because, it sold, 1 million the first week. So that's a collective of group of people validating that this album is great. Not only that, but just from the top to bottom, there was zero skips. It was just amazing. So I think it's a general consensus that makes it a classic album.
Right. Well, I mean, and we're just talking about to you, because a classic album to you may not be a classic album to somebody else.
Well, he likes the Carter 3, right?
Yeah. He's saying it's a general
I love
consensus,
the
but I'm
Carter
like, for
3.
him.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, yeah, Carter 3. Carter 3 is a classic album just because the memories that attached to it. I was 9 years old when it came out, and I remember my cousin playing it in the car, and it's just my favorite album ever since.
All right. I'm not mad at that. Amelia's on there. Mrs. Officer.
Mrs. Officer 3P. It's
Mr. Carter.
just a beautiful lollipop. It's just a beautiful
Oh,
body.
Lollipop. Wow. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you. Yeah. Look, pretty classic.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, D.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Hey, Ryan. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. What's going on, Yee? What's going on, Jasmine?
Hey.
What's a classic album in your opinion?
It gotta be that Tupac All Eyes on Me. To this day, I can still put that album on, and nothing out today can compete with that.
All right. I'm not mad at All Eyes on Me. These are all definitely classic. I honestly did really used to like Machiavelli too.
I like Machiavelli.
Hail Mary. That was my song when that came out.
Hail Mary.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Tupac is an artist.
All right. And Tupac, I don't think anybody's put out more albums after death than Tupac did.
yeah.
Posthumous albums.
I think you're right.
He might got the record for that.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, thank you.
I appreciate it.
All right. Well, that was our conversation about classic albums. It is the 50th anniversary of hip hop. I know a lot of people are discussing this, and I think it's a rare thing to be able to accomplish something like that. I think every artist, when they're working in the studio, the goal is to put out a classic album.
Yep, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, no matter what, to be able to do that. When we come back, we have your Yeetie, and let's talk about Pharrell. He is trending, and we'll tell you why. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Blow the lid up off this pot. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Come and get the tea.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Yes.
Yes, and it's time for your Yeetie. You can find a lot of this on thejasminebrand.com too, by the way.
Thank
My
you.
other job. All right, so Pharrell, today is the day. That's why he's trending. And that is the reveal of his first campaign as creative director for Louis Vuitton. So congratulations to him. That you get to see that whole collection revealed starting today.
Okay. Are you looking forward to that, Angela?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. I mean, look, I do really enjoy Louis Vuitton. I will say that Pharrell also used to work with Chanel. If you guys remember that.
Yes, he did. I remember those glasses he wore, the Chanel glasses with the pearls around them.
Yeah. So, and I think as far as style, a lot of people, Pharrell is definitely eclectic, and I think that's important when it comes to making your mark in fashion.
Yep.
So Pharrell says that he has to pinch himself sometimes. That's how important it is to him to be able to have this opportunity to work with Louis Vuitton. He is the men's creative director, and so he's presenting his first collection today, and you can actually watch it live on LouisVuitton.com. So that's why, if you went on social media to see why is he trending, that is exactly why. He also said, when asked about the campaign, he said, "I am the client," and so that makes the most sense because he definitely is a client.
Yeah.
All right. And we saw the Rihanna tease too. We saw the huge billboard of Rihanna in the ad. Yes, with her baby bump.
She looks dope as hell.
All right, now let's get to Madonna. Madonna is demanding that her current boyfriend, Josh Popper, sign an NDA so that he does not spill any of their secrets. I would think anybody around her has to sign an NDA.
Absolutely, positively, they should.
He's 29 years old, and she would not move forward with the relationship until he signed those documents. According to her source, the number one rule of dating Madonna is you don't talk about Madonna. No one is more controlling of her image than she is. Everyone who works on her upcoming tour had to sign an NDA before they could even audition, and the same applies to boyfriends. Before they even know if they're dating her, her lawyer is on the phone.
That's hilarious. So he's 29 and she's 64, I think, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Jasmine, you should have people sign NDAs because you back outside.
Angela, you should have people sign NDAs.
You think?
100%.
I don't be doing nothing.
Okay, it don't matter.
I feel like I'm so, what are you going to say?
I don't know, but I'm sure they can figure something out.
Because we talk about it on lip service.
we
and then later on be horrified. Like, what did I say on
gosh, please take that down.
Well, yeah, so there you go. That's her new man, but he ain't going to say nothing about her because he can't. All right, and speaking of someone who should have had an NDA, Zion Williamson, Mariah Mills, the woman that has been going on and arguing online, but not with him. She's now threatening to release his sex tapes that she has with him. Amidst everything that's been going on, she said, NBA, I have sex tapes of me and Zion Williamson, and he also has them on his trap phone. And then she put at NBA, at Pelicans NBA, trade him now. He doesn't deserve to be in New Orleans. Sex tapes dropping soon.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think sex tapes mean you don't deserve to be on a team.
Yeah, I don't. What does that mean? That doesn't equate to a bad person, right?
Because honestly, she's saying that he's a sex addict and all these things. But I don't think that means you can't, perform on the court.
Right.
How you perform off the court.
Right.
It doesn't have anything to do with
I don't
that.
like the threatening of the sex tapes. I don't think that's cool.
Yeah. You know what?
I do want to see it, though.
This is a lesson to all the men out there and all the women. When you cheat, something like this could potentially happen to you.
Yep. And I'm sure she's upset that he probably is paying her dust, won't talk to her. So she's like, I'm going to get your attention.
He has not said a word.
At all.
Okay.
And she just keep going.
But at this point, people are like, all right.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
All right, Q-Tip went on social media and asked for help locating a woman that he went to a Prince concert with in high school. He posted, there was a girl I went to high school with, Pamela Sweat. We went to the Prince concert in 9th grade at MSG. Pam, if you're out there, I'd love to know you are well. I think of you often. And you put a little heart.
That's sweet. She probably married with kids.
I know. In high school. So then somebody already posted her, said, this the John? And he said, yes. So they posted the picture of her already online, and then somebody else posted a picture, and he said, Pam!
He replied.
Yeah, so there you go. You can find somebody. Is there anybody you think of often from high school?
There is. Not high school, no. Like elementary school, probably.
Oh.
Yeah.
Would you like to see what he's up to now?
No, I would not.
I feel like it's not that hard to track.
That's what I'm saying.
down
That's what I'm not
either.
going to I started to say.
She has a different last name.
Yeah.
And then that's...
Even still, I mean, it's, it's easy to put two and two together.
All right. Well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we have Under the Radar. These are the stories that are not necessarily in the headlines. These are the stories that are flying under the radar. And we've had some really good ones so far. I also want to mention that I believe later this week we're going to have on an obesity specialist. He has an obesity clinic.
Okay.
And on Friday, Dr. Ramik Hunt is going to be joining us. I see all these stories about Ozempic and Wegovy and weight loss. And this is something, he's had this clinic for 10 years now. So this is something he's been working on for quite some time since Ozempic became a popular craze. So he's going to be joining us later this week because I feel like that's a story we need to address and get some expert advice on, okay? It's Way Up with Angela Yee when we come back Under the Radar.
In the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
I'm here.
Hi, Jasmine.
Hey, Angela.
All right, and it's time for these under the radar stories. These are things that we feel like you should know about. Turning off your AC at night, air conditioner. All right, experts are warning against running your air conditioner at night.
Why?
All right, I'm gonna tell you why. Now, first of all, let me ask you because you're always cold.
I'm always freezing.
All right, so do you sleep with the air conditioner on, even when it's really hot?
When it's really hot, I do sleep with it on.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
I can't imagine you using an air conditioner.
Yeah. I don't like to, but I do.
Okay, so if you want better sleep and, of course, lower bills, because that can be really pricey, they're saying at first glance advice doesn't make sense. A cooler room is supposed to be the best temperature for sleep. Remember I told you that?
You do.
You're supposed to sleep with the temperature 10 degrees below normal. They said it's much cheaper to run air conditioning in the evening. But experts are saying that turning off that AC has benefits for sleep, as well as your energy bills.
Okay.
So, turning it off, they said maintaining a cool and comfortable bedroom environment is crucial. However, excessively low temperatures, especially during sleep, can interfere with sleep quality and overall restfulness. Have you ever woke up and been like freezing?
Yes.
Yeah, so obviously that's not going to promote you sleeping through the night.
Right.
They also said having your air conditioner on while you sleep can trigger allergies and make you feel congested, leading to poor sleep. There's definitely times when the air conditioner is on and the next day I'm all congested, my nose is runny and all of those things. They said that the AC will circulate air around the room, but it also circulates dust, mites, spores, pollen, and other allergens. It'll also dry out the air, cause you to feel congested. If you're suffering from sneezing, watery eyes, a runny nose, itchy throats, and even breathing difficulties, it's better for you to invest in an air purifier.
I like that idea. Also,
all right.
Also, I feel like when the air is on, it's too cold in the room, I'll go to the bathroom more.
I don't know if you can go to the bathroom more. They also said if you have sore joints or muscles, your AC could contribute to those aches and pains.
Okay.
So if you have any type of pre-existing pains or types of injuries or bad posture, or if your mattress is uncomfortable, you should refrain from directing a fan or having the AC on throughout the night, because that concentrated cool air can make your muscles tense and cramp up.
Okay.
But most importantly, it can also save you some money.
We love
AC
saving money.
All right, now here's what won't save you money. Virgin Galactic is launching their first $450,000 a ticket commercial space flight. That is launching this month. So this is part of billionaire Richard Branson's Virgin Group. The company will launch its debut mission, Galactic 01, sometime between June 27th and June 30th, depending on weather conditions. They also have a second launch that's scheduled for August. So $450,000.
I don't have. If someone paid for you to go, would you go, Angela?
I don't know if I want to go to space. What if something happens?
Yeah, I'm not interested, but
it's probably a great networking opportunity.
Okay.
Because who else could afford that?
Right.
You know, it's kind of like paying for lunch with Jay-Z. Going to space together.
That's definitely a flex.
All right. Now, Ozempic users have sparked a spike in visits to the ER, to the emergency room. That medication that people have been using for weight loss was initially designed for people with type 2 diabetes. You inject it once a week into your stomach, your thigh, or your arm. And that helps the pancreas release the right amount of insulin when blood sugar levels are high. All right, but that also can cause some health issues. And it says it on the commercial on television. Diarrhea, nausea, bloating. They said those are what most people are coming to the ER because of the side effects of Ozempic. But there's other side effects, which include blurred vision, kidney failure, and gallstones. So just letting people know that, of course, as with any medication, if you're not taking it under the use of a doctor, then things can happen.
Side effects are real.
Yeah, side effects are definitely real. So you have to figure out, if
it's worth it.
If it's worth it. And if you have side effects, you gotta chill.
Yeah, especially blurred vision. That sounds
But I
terrifying.
do have an obesity specialist coming in on Friday, Dr. Ramik Hunt. He has an obesity clinic. He treats a lot of celebrities as well, but anybody.
Okay.
And so he's going to give us the lowdown on all of that. All right. It is Way Up with Angela Yee. That is your Under the Radar stories. And of course, we have the Way Up mix coming at the top of the hour. We also have an interview with Kenya K. Stevens. She's from the show Seeking Brother Husband. That's on. Jasmine is shaking her head. You can watch that show on demand right now. There's 6 episodes that's out. If you haven't had a chance to see it, make sure you check that out on TLC. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T.
Way up.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the infamous Jasmine Brand, the JasmineBrand.com is here.
I'm here, Angela. Happy Tuesday. You're so funny.
All right. Well, let's get it started. Deadline has put out this story about Jonathan Majors. He actually appeared in court this morning. And he was in court holding hands with Megan Good, so she is clearly, yes, by his side. Okay. So he appeared briefly. He learned that a trial has been set. That trial is going to start on August 3rd. He's looking at up to a year behind bars if he is found guilty on the misdemeanor claims from his late night March 25th arrest. All right? Okay. Now, originally scheduled for last week, the hearing lasted just over 2 minutes. Remember previously they were mad that he didn't show up?
Yes.
Right, so he definitely was there on time.
With his girlfriend.
Yeah, with Megan Good. Now, Jonathan Majors' defense team has insisted that he is innocent of any assault claims. And so the full temporary order protection that was granted for the woman in question is still there. So he has no contact with her whatsoever. Okay. And he also has to keep in touch with court officials in the weeks leading up to the trial date. And if he fails to respond to any court orders or not appear for his trial, he could be arrested and convicted for being absent.
All right. Okay.
All right, so that just happened.
All right.
And now let's talk about this situation. For some reason, this made me so mad. BB Rexha, she was performing and somebody threw a phone at her during her concert. She did post a picture of her face. She said, "I'm good." But she had her eye was all red and irritated and she has a Band-Aid on. Why would a dummy do something like that?
That's awful.
Yeah, that is awful. So the guy who actually threw the phone, he has spoken out and he explains that he thought it would be funny.
What could be funny about throwing something at someone?
I have no idea. All right. So his name is Nicholas Malvagna. He was arrested and charged with assault after he allegedly threw that phone. And he said, like we said, he's still in police custody, but he did it intentionally.
He's a clown.
Yeah, he is. Well, you know what's really funny? You're in jail now, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sure something might... Let me just stop. Okay, go ahead.
All right. And Boy Meets World star Daniel Fishel is talking about an executive saying that he was waiting for her to turn 18. She was talking about her creepy experiences on the set of that sitcom Boy Meets World. Now, Daniel Fishel was on Pod Meets World on that podcast. And, on the show, she's Topanga. Everybody had a crush on her.
Right.
Some people would say that was like their little crush, growing up. And she said there were a few instances that adult men were being creepy toward her. Here's what she had to say.
In a romantic male gaze sense,
right,
I should not have been outwardly talked about at 14, 15, 16 years old.
No.
And I was, even directly to me. I had people tell me they had my 18th birthday on their calendar. I had a male executive when I did a calendar at 16, and he specifically told me he had a certain calendar month in his bedroom.
Now, her co-host did tell her that she was emotionally mature when she worked on the series. And but she said in a romantic male gaze sense, I should not have been outwardly talked about at 14, 15, 16 years old.
Yeah, that's inappropriate.
Yeah. Can you imagine that?
Mm-mm.
I mean, that is disgusting. She was a child.
Gross.
And the fact that an executive would say, I'm counting down, the time until you turn 18. I mean, that's disgusting.
Yuck.
All right. Well, that is your Yeetie. And by the way, shout out to Missy Elliott, who was on the cover of Essence. And that's the Essence Festival of Culture Guide. And she looks amazing. It's all gold and it says Missy's Midas Touch. So for you guys to get an opportunity to see her on there, I love me some Missy Elliott.
I do too.
I remember she tweeted me one time. I was like, oh.
You should have framed it.
My God. All right. When we come back, Ja Rule is going to be joining us. And he has the concert tonight at Sony Hall in New York City. So if you're in town, you may want to go check this out because KRS-One is a legendary. We've been celebrating 50 years of hip hop, and he has Criminal Minded, which is a classic album. Earlier, we were talking about some of our favorite classic albums and what those are. Well, Ja Rule is going to talk about some of his and also this Vibe series that he has going on. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the back. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine Brand is here.
Yes.
And on the Zoom, we got Ja Rule. What's up, Ja Rule?
Yo, what's happening, ladies? How y'all doing, Jazz?
Good morning.
What's good?
First of all,
good morning. I'm taking Mano's place today.
Listen, you can come up anytime.
New Ja Rule.
New Ja Rule.
New Ja Rule.
But you do have a new album coming.
I'm working. Yeah, I ain't putting no dates on it or nothing, but I'm just working.
Because that was the next question.
Yeah,
When's it coming out?
You said that.
Yeah.
But you are a person who has classic albums. How do you pick?
I would hope so.
How did you pick which album you wanted to do? Because you have this Vibe series that focuses on classic albums front to back. And we actually talked about that earlier today. What album is a classic album with no skips that you would want to see performed live? How did you pick which one you were going to do?
I picked Pain is Love because it was my biggest album sales-wise. But that doesn't make a classic album, you know, but I just felt like there was a lot of classic records on that album. But I think I'm also going to do Veni Vidi Vici.
Yeah.
My first album, and I might do Rule 336. I don't know.
Like, keep it going.
Because I'm on my phone looking at, like, what is my favorite Ja Rule albums, and I think it is Pain is Love.
Okay.
It's a lot of people's favorites.
Yeah, I think so.
I figured I'd do that one first.
And then you also had Ghostface, right? He did his.
I actually had Raekwon and
Raekwon and
Ghostface. Shout out to my brothers. Yeah, they did Only Built for Cuban Links, which was out of this world.
Yeah.
That Purple Tape is a classic album. I think that's...
Purple Tape was classic, and they did the Purple Tape live band, telling the stories behind the music. You got to come to a Vibes concert. These joints is like, it's hip-hop moments. It's not just a concert. It's just like real hip-hop, legendary, iconic moments happening there. Tonight will be no different with the teacher KRS-One in the building.
Criminal Minded. Now listen.
Criminal Minded. Jesus Christ. I don't think he's done that album in like a long, long time, you know, because of, Scott's passing, rest in peace to Scott LaRock. You know, so I don't think he really dives into those records like that. The P is free. I don't think he even does that.
Wow.
He might have, but he's going to do it tonight, right?
But tonight, 50 years of hip-hop, we getting it all, man. We getting my 9mm goes bang. We getting it all.
So, all right, tell us 5 classic albums.
5, wow, okay.
That has no skips that you would love to see as part of this Vibes concert series.
Nas, Illmatic would be amazing.
Illmatic.
Of course.
Okay.
Lauryn Hill.
Ooh, Miss Education.
Miss Education
no
would
skips.
be, amazing. Snoop would be
Doggy Style.
Dope to do Doggy Style.
Those are classics.
There's so many.
You got 2 more. You have 2 more.
2 more.
Wu-Tang.
That's yours.
Okay, sorry.
The first Wu-Tang album would be sick. So if y'all listening, fellas, if any of y'all listening, let's put it down. Slick Rick, oh my God.
Yes.
There's so many artists with classic albums. We could get into, the newer artists too. Kendrick Lamar could do, a Mad Kid, Bastard. Like there's so many.
A Little Kim hardcore.
Oh yes, Angela. What about?
Kim
Okay, do you Angela? Can you list?
I just you see, I'm jumping.
Yeah, because we were supposed to hear his 5. You giving yours? Can you give yours?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say some that aren't so obvious.
But listen, we also just started R&B vibes. Last Vibes, I did Music Soul Child. He did I Just Want to Sing album. So we're now starting to do R&B vibes.
Now that's nice. Okay, I like that. Okay, if you did that, I would want to see D'Angelo. That Brown Sugar album is a classic.
Okay. Well, see,
Tony Braxton.
Okay.
Tony Braxton would be dope. What about Donnell Jones' first album?
Oh yes. You know how?
Really?
Listen, I just love this that you have this series happening, and then the artists get to also benefit from this too, because that's part of it as well.
Oh man, yeah. There's a bigger picture. I'm planning on doing like a really big 50-year anniversary Vibes, big tour, live band with all of the acts that have done it so far. So we're gonna do something really, really fly, really cool. Live band, grown up, and the artists wear suits. They all throw on like this.
I love that.
Yeah, it's sexy
so
too.
So we gotta get dressed up too.
Listen, if you do the
transform for the night.
If you do the R&B one, can we have Mary J. Blige, My Life?
Oh my God,
My Life.
I wouldn't mind What's the 411.
A lot of my first album to the beats of What's the 411.
Yeah.
Like crazy album, but yeah, Mary J. Blige would be out of this world to do a vibe.
You know what album
we
growing
working, man. Lil Wayne, Carter 3. I spoke to Wayne about doing that.
Oh, you did?
He can do a couple of the Carters.
Oh, they'll go crazy.
Well, he said he can't remember his lyrics, so we got to figure that out. But no, listen, I have one.
Yo, we got rehearsal days too. We had a crazy rehearsal day last night.
With who? With KRS-One. Okay.
And you know what's crazy? New York was originally KRS-One's record, 100 Guns, 100 Clips.
Ooh.
So he was doing
that hook
last night in rehearsal. It was a yo. Oh my God. Yo, Kiss. Crack, if y'all listening, come through the building tonight. We may have to set it on fire with that. Terrorist one on the hook and we go crazy. Let's just have some fun, man.
Well, I love it. Well, Ja Rule, thank you for checking in, and congratulations on the wine. Are we going to have this wine at the Vibes?
I'm sending you some bottles, G. Don't even worry about it. I got one of the hottest cabs on the market, man.
Ooh,
Red
nice.
Rose. I'll be sending you some bottles.
Okay, good.
I'll be sending you your flowers, as we like to say.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and congratulations. Tonight, Vibes. It's at Sony Hall?
At Sony Hall, doors open at 7, showtime at 9. You know what I mean? Let's get it.
Thank you, Ja Rule. Where can people buy tickets?
Online at Ticketmaster, or they can go to my website, icon.live with 2 N's.
You see the T-shirt.
Yeah, you
We're not
see the
playing.
vibes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's Way Up with Angela Yee, Ja Rule. When we come back, we have Kenya K. Stevens joining us. You know her from Seeking Brother Husband. She has a couple of husbands, and she wants some more. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the Mac. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
Just to talk about the basis of the show, we've all seen Sister Wives, right? But Seeking Brother Husband, Kenya, you were in a relationship for 26 years. So that's your first husband.
28 years.
28 years now. Okay, and then Tiger, you joined in to be Kenya's, I guess,
second husband.
Second husband.
She calls me hubby number 2.
Yes, and then you were seeking another one.
Well, it's not that I'm seeking, it's that I'm always going to be dating.
Okay.
As I said in the show, you know, humans need fresh attention. Mm-hmm. Men know that, and they own that. Women are getting there.
So do you believe that humans were not made to be with one person for the rest of their life?
Oh, humans are not a monogamous species. Monogamous species, for instance, do not have sex with anybody else except for that one other. If that one other dies, so does their sex drive. Right. Like geese. Right. 4% of mammals are monogamous. Unfortunately, humans are not a monogamous species in that 4%. No.
I absolutely agree with you on that. How did that happen? Like, you had a husband.
Yes.
Carl.
I've had a husband, you know, for 28 years.
Right.
I got married when I was 21. We met at Howard University.
And they have children, 3 children?
We have 3 children.
3 children together.
Grown children now.
Mm-hmm. And who are, by the way, very supportive.
Oh,
Okay.
and brilliant.
So in that marriage early on, you was doing the monogamy thing or trying to do it, or because society, because I think monogamy is a rule, right?
Yeah.
And to be clear, Carl is the one that first was like, I like someone else.
Yes. So we were monogamous for the first 12 years, but at year 4, you know, I found myself having attractions for other men, and he found himself having attractions for other women. So we went through that. But by year 12, we had talked about it so much, and he had somebody at work that he was really feeling, but we never cheated on each other. We didn't have to, because we could talk about our stuff. We were very authentic.
It's kind of like having an open relationship in a way, right? But the difference is that you guys live in the house together.
Yes.
Now, this is the one thing I did want to ask you, because you used to, obviously, when you and Carl were in a monogamous relationship, you were in the bedroom with him.
Yes.
But then Tiger came into the picture.
Yes.
And Carl moved out of the bedroom into another one, and you...
Well, it didn't quite go down like that.
Okay.
Now, the show can't show, 6 episodes cannot show our full life.
Right.
So Carl has had other women live in our house.
Oh.
We've had other partners of mine live in our house. This is not the first time somebody has lived in the house. Tiger, my husband have a woman in every area code.
Slow. Can you slow up for 1 second? Just slow up. Just please.
I love telling this story.
Please. So throughout your journey, like, he's had other women live with y'all.
After year 12, when we had the discussion that maybe we should open,
right.
He wanted to open for him. I said, that would be cool with me if I can have the same privilege. That's how that went down at year 12.
And that's what women always say when we watch Sister Wives. Well, can I do it too? Right. And most men will be like, no,
so
you
then
cannot.
You brought somebody
in. Then my husband said no. And so I had to talk to him for 2 years about, like, why I wouldn't have the same privileges as him. Where does this mindset come from? Is it a Western mentality? Where did this come from? That you deserve that privilege and I don't. Wow. And we really did an anthropological study, reading books like Sex at Dawn, writing our own books, studying this, until he realized, yes, the feminine originally deserved the same privileges and rights as the masculine in terms of sensual engagement and relationships.
We're talking to Kenya K. Stevens from Seeking Brother Husband. And can you believe Mano stayed here for this one? Now, Tiger, how did you come into the picture?
Well, I came into the picture when I met Kenya. When we first met, Kenya, you know, of course, was married. And so when she said, hey, I want to introduce you to my husband, I'm thinking, man, this lady's tiptoeing. Like, she's just out there sneaking around. Because I was dating women that, you know, they had other partners. They had husbands, they had boyfriends. I wasn't necessarily cheating. I was coming off a divorce, but they had partners. And so when King was like, I want you to meet my husband, that threw me for a loop. I was like, what?
This is instantly when y'all met. So when y'all met,
yes.
I want you to meet my husband.
I want you to meet my husband. So Carl walks in, and I'm like, whoa, wait a second. Like, I didn't know he was home. I didn't know you were legit serious about that.
Am I about to get robbed?
What's happening? Like, am I going to have to put my dukes up? Like, what's going on?
Right.
And so he was really cordial. He came in, introduced himself and everything, and I thought about that. I was like, man, there's got to be something to this, because I've never had an interaction with another man, especially being with his wife, and it turned out positive.
This kind of low key like Jada and Will and August.
Well, except that it takes courage to say it out loud and to really live it, which is what we've been doing.
Because he said, August did say he met Will Smith and Will was aware.
Right.
That's if I believe that.
Yeah, so it's kind of
it's the same thing.
Except that everybody looks at it like there's something wrong with it.
Oh, I wonder why when 66% of those married today are in adulterous affairs today. So I don't understand who's looking at it wrong.
Because that was like the biggest scandal.
If they think that telling the truth about things is wrong, then yes, our relationship love style is wrong. But everybody's doing what we're doing. It's just we're choosing to tell the truth and be open and honest about our lifestyle.
But Tiger, so initially your reaction, because you're like, oh, this has never been a situation where it's friendly.
Right.
So what happened?
Right. So after that, I went home, I thought about it. I was like, they're living a different lifestyle than anybody I've ever known. So let me kind of understand this lifestyle, more of what it is, how it works, what it entails. And so, talking to Kenya, talking to Carl, I was like, you know what? I might be able to do this. But it wasn't immediate. It still took, what? 4 or 5
years.
Oh, it took 4 or 5 years.
Oh, yes.
Now, were y'all actually like sleeping together during that time?
Yes, you think I meet a fine man like that?
Right away. Okay. Gotcha. I like that. I like the honesty. I like where you're at with that.
I'm an honest woman.
I love that about you.
Telling the truth about their sex
No,
drive.
I have this conversation all the time, but just from a man's perspective, right?
Sure, yeah.
So the thing is, right? So now you're sleeping with her, but you in one roof? You under one roof?
No,
is he next door?
Not yet.
Oh no, we don't. Not disrespectful. No. I respect my kings.
Okay.
I will never bring home something that's rowdy, loud, something in their face. It's just wrong. Right. And I wouldn't expect that they do that with me. We have enough money. We have enough energy. We have enough creativity where people do things that are respectful in our relationships. That's just the bottom line. Have you ever felt like disrespected? Because I even have other men beyond you.
It's funny you should say that, because that was a conversation that Kenya and I had at one time, because she's going to treat every partner differently.
Yes.
And I saw her treat Carl in a certain manner. I was like, you treat him better than you treat me.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, you respect him more. And
he's the first husband.
He's the first husband, so he does get all those rights and privileges. She knows him better.
Yes.
Right. But you guys sleep in the bedroom together, right?
Yes.
So
that was to sort of catch up. I had been sleeping with my husband for 22 years.
So
have you ever slept with one person for 22 years? Either of y'all?
No.
Okay, so then we're not in the same league.
Not even close.
We're not in the same league.
22 months.
Maybe
22 months.
22 days.
So when people question me about these things, when I ask them questions like that, if they've never done this, if they've never been in a committed long-term relationship, 10 plus, 15, 20, 25 years, you don't know where you get to as a couple.
I will say this, though. I look forward to being with the same person for 22 years.
Okay,
but
we'll see when you get there.
Good for you.
Come talk to me after that 22
And
years.
part of the reason is I feel like it's just easier for me. I think for different people, different things work.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
so there's nothing wrong with that. But I do look forward to like just having to deal with one person, because I do not, I think, have the bandwidth.
Right. For most people, it is just a fantasy that they think about. And for other people, they have different cravings that they didn't know they would have. I never thought I would be in an open marriage.
Right.
Ever.
We're talking to Kenya K. Stevens, as well as two of her husbands, I guess. I mean, not officially. But we have Tiger here, and we have David here, and Mano's here as well. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Back at it. You vibing Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and we are talking to Kenya K. Stevens from Seeking Brother Husband. Mano is in the building as well. Can you believe it? Our board out, he was like, do you think she's narcissistic? And I was like, I'm going to ask her for you. Just because she feels like the need for this, because like you said, there's other men that you talk to. He was like, but I'm like, I think the guys, they all talk to other women too. So
of course.
It's just kind of an honest situation that everyone's agreeing on.
Yes, I don't believe in narcissism. First of all, I think that's an excuse people use. These people are unhinged. healed. I don't think personally I'm a narcissistic person. First of all, I've written 3 books about this. My husband has written 3 more. We have educated and healed thousands of families.
You have the Progressive Love Academy. Let's put that out there right now.
So in terms of narcissism, I just don't know what that means, A. Right. And B, I'm a healer. I'm a healer of families.
Now, Tiger, there was a period of time when it felt like you were a little jealous, but she was wanting to get back with her ex, right, David, and talking about him moving back into the house, and she seemed really excited. And it felt like, because you had never met him before, right? It felt like you were a little jealous.
I wasn't actually jealous of David. It was more of an uncertainty of who he was. Like, especially seeing Kenya get as giddy as she was.
She was
when he was at the door. Oh, she was ecstatic. So then I'm concerned. I'm like, now wait a second. You're getting that happy, then I really have to understand who he is.
So would you be okay with him moving back in the house?
Yeah, now that I know David, yeah, absolutely.
Y'all cool?
David's cool.
What did you think watching some of the other couples?
Well, they're my client. They're the ideal client.
Okay,
2 of the couples are literally my clients.
Which couples?
So I'm a producer on the show. I help cast the show.
Okay.
So these
I didn't even realize
because
that.
I've taken couples all over the world through this program for the past 20 years. This is my only company, my business, and it's a multi-million-dollar industry.
I was gonna say, it looks like you do well because you guys have a
well, we have
nice
celebrities, athletes, people who really do want an open marriage, but they want it private. But those people on this show, they need my support.
I feel like someone in here might be calling you. I don't know.
Men bring their wives to me because their wives don't understand this and they need to hear it from a woman.
Right, that's a fact.
They don't want to hear from a man.
We're talking to Kenya K. Stevens as well as 2 of her husbands, I guess. I mean, not officially. Well, David, I want to, because David is in the room and I know he's in the corner. He was like, I don't know if I want to be on. But David, what are your thoughts? Because you're the one that Kenya actually was really excited. You were her ex. And at a certain point, you said you didn't want to do this. You didn't understand it and you left. And then you did come back. So can you talk about what your role was?
So before Tiger was me, I basically was with King for 7 years. I met Carl the same way he met him. Like, say, hey, what's up, man? I'm like, I was intimidated by the situation because how many people you know who's cheating? We're just the same thing. Just being honest about it. Literally
Why did you leave then?
At the time,
he met a woman. And she didn't want to be open. May I share that story?
Okay.
And so I was so supportive of David because he was 10 years younger. So I felt really responsible for David. Like, if he met somebody who was really going to be more present with him, you know, she had money, she was like had her life together. I was like, be with her because she didn't want her to. First, she didn't want him to kiss me. Then she didn't want him to do this with me. Then she didn't want us to have. I was like, just be with her because she's not ready for polyamory. I'm married. I'm fine. And I knew in my head, he'll be back, and he's back.
That's what we always say. They always come back, don't they?
So how does it work? How does it work at home when he feel like, you know, he want to be with you for the night or he want to be with you for the night? How does that work?
Well, we don't have that sort of concern because he's with me for 2 weeks, then my other husband's with me for 2 weeks. It's not as though they're all in the house looking for a woman. They have other partnerships. They're not all just circulating around me, like orbiting around me.
And let me clarify, there's no trains going on.
No.
I didn't know. Not for you. People, like, because
people think
in
that.
this show.
People be like, oh, are the guys sleeping with each other? Because that's the first thing that people always ask.
That's the first thing people see. You see 3 dudes and 1 girl.
No, and I don't even date men who don't have a lot of women because I want a man who knows how to manage women, who knows how to respect women, who knows women.
Do you bring your other women to the house?
Of course, all the time.
How does that work?
I love them. First of all, I've hooked him up with my friends.
And you talk about the statistics of how many people are divorced, how many people are cheating. Those numbers are very high.
Yes, baby mamas, running drama, people dying, literally, and children watching this. Our children don't see this.
Right.
We have an entire communication system. First of all, when couples come to me, they say they want polyamory, but they're not ready. None of my couples are ready.
How do you know that they're not ready?
A, because they don't have a communication system that works. They are using a language of war in their house. Their house is daily a war. If you're like that, you have to first heal that. If y'all had cheating in the past, you have to first heal that. You have to bring back the trust. And then the jealousy and the insecurity. Most people have not dealt with their jealousy issues and they don't have a way to deal with it. In our relationship, if I'm jealous about something, we use up level. If I'm jealous, because I've been jealous. Oh my God. He has some fine women. He has some fine women.
You get jealous. Are you jealous when he brings them around? Or are you jealous when he's around them and you like, where you been at?
But that's not the focus of the jealousy. The focus is I have a way to communicate it to him that doesn't attack him. So I'll come to him and use up level and ask, listen, I have a vent. Something's on my heart. My ego is up. Can I communicate this to you right now? He could say no. None of my men have to listen to my vents. So I created a system where you have to get consent to vent. Then if he says yes, I can vent. But I will tell him, you're not doing anything wrong. This is just my ego speaking.
Okay.
So it's
You're not blaming him
I'm
for
not
your
blaming
ego.
him for how I'm jealous. I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm not saying he has to do something different. I'm saying, can you hold space for my little ego?
Normally, next up would be Ask E, but we are still talking to Kenya K. Stevens, and we gotta have some time for David and for Tiger to speak as well. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. Those are her brother husbands.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the Mac. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Mano is here with me. We're talking to Kenya K. Stevens. She is from Seeking Brother Husband. Now, you guys had a commitment ceremony also, right? Because it's not legal here in the United States for you to have more than one actual, I guess, what would you say, legal husband?
Right.
But you guys had a commitment ceremony. How important was that for you, Tiger?
So actually, that was very important to me because what they didn't get to talk about in the show, Kenya had asked me to marry her a long time ago.
Okay.
And I was not with it. I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. And then I turned around and asked her to marry me, and she was like, okay, but she wasn't really feeling it because I had already rejected her. So it was really important to go in and get that security, that peace of mind that, like, we are going to be together forever no matter what.
Both got out of our egos.
Yes.
And your children were there. How important was that? And I want to know how you were able to basically, I mean, I guess they grew up kind of seeing a lot of this, but I just want to know what that piece of it was like for anybody who's watching this and considering it, but wondering, okay, well, what about the kids? Because you do want to protect your kids.
Well, we've made our children extraordinarily brilliant and ahead of their time by telling our children the truth about relationships. You know how you would be in your house growing up, your parents might have an argument. You don't even know what they're arguing about. You don't know what their challenges are. You don't know how they you've never seen your parents solve their challenges. Like, we didn't do that to our children. We utilized tools and skills. We told our children every step of the way what we were up to. They were allowed to ask questions, and now go to their Instagrams. My children are amazing.
Beautiful kids, by the way.
They're normal too.
They're
People
25, 22, and 19 now.
And mine's 15.
And the good thing is, if they ask Carl for something, he says no, they can go right to Tiger.
And they do.
Tiger,
They got a lot of different choices.
Tiger's big money. He gonna give it up. Tiger gonna give it up.
That's crazy. Got it.
Now, Tiger, what about your family? What were their thoughts?
So most of my family's okay with it. My mom was always going to be that point of contention because my mom still has, the old beliefs. She's from down south Mississippi. So she is not going to be okay with anything other than, like, marriage is one man, one woman. Y'all get married, you stay together for life. My parents have been married and they stayed together through thick and thin.
But on the DL, your mom loves me. When you broke up with me that time, when she broke up with me one time, she tipped over my house and knocked on the door and said, "What's going on with you and Tiger? He does love you." Now your mom was right there, like, stay with my baby.
Yeah, because she saw potential. She saw all the relationships that I've been in. Because I used to be serial monogamous. I get in one relationship, break up, get in the next relationship, break
so you
up.
was like you was going with the rules.
Yeah.
Like most people.
Like everybody.
Like everybody.
I didn't think most people did, though.
Yes.
I think I always feel like most people good at pretending or good at trying.
Or acting like they're trying.
Right.
Pretending they're trying.
Now, is Tiger the only one you've done the commitment ceremony with besides getting married to Carl?
Yes.
Okay.
He's the only one who's wanted that, but if others want it, let me know.
Well, again, thank you so much. And how can people find you, Kenya? Because there might be a lot of people listening that are like, I want to learn more. I might need your help. I might need some coaching.
I can see that.
Absolutely.
I might send you a couple people. I need you to talk to her. And I need to talk to her.
Well, as long as they're ready to back up, stop everything that's under the table, all the cheating, and back up and learn the tools needed for polyamory. That takes time. But anyone can find me at Progressive Love Academy.
That's how I found her.
Progressive Love Academy on Instagram, progressiveloveacademy.com. You'll find me, my men, my children, my entire network of love. You even find David on there.
And by the way, so you do have a spinoff coming. What's happening?
Well, we can't talk about what's coming. Y'all have to keep staying.
But potentially,
what we want is to share with you all more about us.
Okay.
Put it like that.
Okay. I will put it like that. Well, if you haven't seen it, you can watch Seeking Brother Husband. You can watch all of the episodes on demand. There's 6 of them. You can see the other couples. Like you said, you've worked with other couples that are on that show. I have to stop saying couples because it's not just couples, but other
it's not
groups.
the other communities. Communities.
You got it.
Right? Get it together.
Seeking Brother Husband, Way Up with Angela Yee. And when we come back, of course, you guys have the last word. I know you want to weigh in on this one. 800-292-5150. That's how we end the show every day on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Pick up the phone.
Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Hey, Jasmine.
Hey, Angela.
Hey, Jasmine. I feel like that should be the name of a show.
Hey, Jasmine.
Hey, Jasmine Brand.
Okay.
We want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Also, thank you to Kenya K. Stevens, Seeking Brother Husband. She's an author. She's a coach.
Yes.
She has these books, The 9 Expressions of Love, How and Why We Choose Our Lovers. Also, the ultimate solution to save relationships and eliminate hurtful, damaging, and meaningless arguments, and change your man, how to become the woman he wants.
That was a great conversation.
Yeah, it was. And you know what? I love the fact that Mano was so open-minded. He was actually ready to move in the house.
Yeah,
after the end of the conversation. But if y'all have not watched on TLC, Seeking Brother Husband, make sure y'all check that up and catch up. You can watch it on demand. All right. Well, as usual, you guys have the last word today. 800-292-5150 is the number. Call us up anything you want to talk about from what we discussed on the show. I'm sure y'all have some passionate emotions about what we learned today. So let's get into it. Last word is Way Up with Angela Yee. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Yes, Yee, it's your boy Lovey from the Bronx, living Harper CT. I want to shine some light on my kids. As a single father, they make every day feel like Father's Day. I also want to shine some light on Yale University for making my testimony, turning my testimony, single father, into a video. I would love for you to look at it. Look at it at LoveyXL860 on Instagram. Please check it out. Let me know what you think. Shine some light on a single father, G.
This is about Russell Simmons' lead thing that's going on. I think everybody's looking at it the wrong way because she said it just started a couple years ago. My idea is once some kids got over 18, he got tired of paying money on child support and all that other stuff. So now, because they can't get money like they want to, now, it's a problem. So they all doing whatever they do, modeling or whatever, so they can use their own money. That's just my idea, and this is Connie out of Detroit.
Hello, this is Tony from VA. You was talking about the albums that you can rock all the way through. Lil Wayne, No Ceilings.
I think if I wanted to hear an album played back and forth, I would want to hear, I got 2 of them, Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, and Tupac, The Double Disc, All Eyes on Me. This is T. Moses from Memphis. I love y'all. Have a good day.
Good morning, Angela. Good morning, Queen. Good morning, Jasmine. Good morning, Angela. I love your voice, Ma. I'm going classic album. It's the Shy, Mount Vernon. Oh, go ahead, be Rakim. Tupac, All Eyes on Me. 100.
You tapped in and Way Up with Angela Yee.